Okay, so Meat 23 was saying that he watches people go live all the time. No, he watches people's accounts where they go live in the morning instead of doing this recording. So I would go live in the morning, and then whoever was up, I guess, would just catch it, because I don't even know when I'm gonna get up today. It's like, I don't know. It's like right around 6, I think. God, and last night was so fucking. Oh man, I don't know. It felt like I was just like, I don't even know how to explain shit anymore. Like, I'm having the weirdest experiences, like so many. Let me finish the one thing, because I'm about to start jumping all over the place, apparently. That, so he was saying that he watches videos that are videos of the live. So I've never done it, so I'll try it once I get home, because the memorial is like, I'm gonna have one weekend at home, and then I gotta take off again to go to the memorial. It's like, man, when I set that intention last summer, I don't know, it's so funny, because man, there's so many more things I can say about all this stuff, but it's gotta get to the other side, because there's no reference. So there's got to be more of the fill-in part for me to explain some of the things. But anyways, so if I go live in the morning, I'll try it when I get home. I'll try and do one, and I'll see if I just go live when I get up and get my tea or whatever, and then see if it records it. If it doesn't record it, I'll try and kind of do a recap, but it's hard to just like repeat the same thing. But I don't know. I would try and redo it or whatever. But anyways, I'll try that. And see if it works. Yeah, I'll try and do that on a regular thing. Just go live and then just let the recording go on. We'll see. I think that there's something weird with my account. I don't know if it's my mind. I don't know if it's just this reality. I don't know. It's so weird. It's like tripping me out. Just like that day where I was positive that I had said it was 3:30 in the morning, and then when I finished, it was 3:33, and I was like, what? How did I was just like, because I keep having these weird things all day long, where I'll go do something and it will seem like it's so long, and then I'll go back and it's been like 1 minute. I'm like, what the fuck? All the time. That's why I keep saying, well, if you've got a big job or something, don't start going to the minute. Don't start, don't do that. There is something weird about it, I'm telling you, but you have to notice the test. And everybody's got them. Everybody's experienced it, but they all just thought, well, that's weird, or, we all go into these little trance-like states where we just go in autopilot, and we're in our mind, and everything in life is a disruption at that point. That's why I say they try and create these connections, because I think us, the human, is meant to have the experience and then to like unplug or reset, or and not have so much of this busy work. Like, we've got way too much busy work is the human vessel, like, for the most productive. Like, as we turn and be more like mind, body, spirit, what do I need? We're gonna see we need a lot more time. Like, even in relationships, when relationships break up, people don't, like, I didn't, so I know other people don't. Like, I've seen it, And that's another thing, too, that makes it easier to stop judging yourself, is when you do notice, don't judge other people, and don't listen to other people judging other people. When you notice other people having similar experiences, you just kind of like, this is just kind of like what humans do. This is kind of like, and then when you start going deeper into spirituality and understanding, and you start seeing patterns, it just keeps going. It's just as a fade out, you know. It's like you're understanding, you look in that direction, and it just is ever expanding. And so that's the spiritual path, this fake spiritual idea concept. I'm spiritual because I know crystals and I'm a vegan and all this. It's the same thing as what they you know, got the corporate fucking everybody to buy the fucking rainbow shit. You know, it's just like these people are, well, they know us. They understand us. We don't understand ourselves because we don't have that time to unplug and to sit with ourselves and to take time, and not in judgment, but in acknowledgement of the world around us and what other people experience, and reflect and understand and go into our guidance and listen, you know, because they're constantly, I am telling you, this is through this, because there was a part of life where it was just like, you know, plugged in the morning and just zzz, everybody's just zzz, except for the ones that were, you know, more dysfunctional, that have to go in and start just slamming into the rest of us because they don't know how to get in the flow. They're just like chaos. They're like, you know, we're all on green tea and they're on fucking high charged espresso or something. They can't get in the flow of society or something, you know? And then there's other ones that just fucking can't keep up, and they're falling to the wayside because it wasn't the way we were supposed to be. It was just the way things were. But now things are changing. And as they change, yeah, we're going more into this, you know, it is setting the tone. It's us all coming together. Stop fighting one another. Come together and set this tone, this flow. Like I've said, it's so fucking clear to me as I drive on the freeway. I swear to God, the entryways onto it, and you feel it when you're entering one. It's just like, oh, prepare, you know, watching. Well, some people don't know how the hell, like, I think that the way they taught us to drive that way back is so much different. I think that they taught people to drive now to set up accidents. I swear to God I do. And the whole thing with everybody get their phones and plug them in and all this, and have this navigation, have this, have that, have a TV going in your shit. It's like, okay, they were setting this shit up. Just like telling kids, don't learn cursive. I just was doing my granddaughter's birthday card. It's all cursive. I was like, well, my grandkids are going to be forced to learn how to read it because they still got a little grandma who writes it. So, you know, we can't just, we got to at least keep teaching the kids, even if these motherfuckers are. I saw a thing the other day too, where a woman was talking about, it was something with her little kid, like second grader or something. And she said something, and the mom was like, what? And she goes, it was something in this, where the mom had the epiphany, found out what the daughter has been learning about something that she didn't even know she was being taught. And then the daughter said, we've been learning about that since kindergarten. And so the mom looked into it, and it is this whole thing, like back in the day, they've always got the slogans, the rainbow, all their corporate bullshit. But they got, there was like dare to do drugs, and I don't even know all the ones. So they always do the school, and the fucking teddy bear come and tell you, or the kid in the wheelchair come tell you, whatever. So all those fucking indoctrination bullshit, because none of that goddamn shit can happen unless it's a part of your story. But the, so the kid, okay, let me think, 'cause okay, so, school, oh yeah, okay, so the pamphlet thing that this mom saw is that now they're teaching kids, if a stranger comes running up to you, they just want to be friends. Hold on, that's too funny. Don't be scared of them. They just want to get to know you. Most people that want to come up and talk to you are nice people. It's this whole fucking indoctrination. I am not shitting you. The programming that we have gone through, and it's crazy. And then when we get to see it, you know, it's just so outrageous. Where it's like, oh my God, was it always this outrageous? And we just were all so take a knee, accepting, well, everybody else is doing it. Well, we better do it too. So, I want to be accepted. I don't want to be the weirdo. And it's like, fuck, you gotta be the weirdo, man. So then you gotta stand up to, like, God, I've had so many crazy experiences over those just last few days. Oh yeah, between relationships, you gotta unplug. You gotta have the time to heal in between, to reflect on who you were and who you're becoming, because there's a big difference, hopefully, but that's the problem. Like me, for a relationship junkie, there was always another guy just right there waiting, hey, I'm over here. And, and I was always, because this wasn't me going out and dating, I was always, I've always understood the soul connection. I knew when the universe was bringing somebody. And like I said, my name is Warrior for Love. I always had this strong feeling about love my whole life. And I was very much like a lovesick, rejected teenager. But then as I got older, oh my God, the guys were just not fucking stop. And I didn't know about, the templates, the karmic debt and shit like that. So, that's a whole other story that I've told a zillion times, so I won't put it here. But, so the, going through, I've got all this fucking shit from my fucking thing, but that's not, see, this is what happens a lot too. Like, I'll think I'm going to be talking about something, and then they'll switch it up on me, and I'll start talking, and they'll cut that off, and they'll just keep putting something like flashing lights, and it's like, what? And then so many times I don't have any idea, and I'm just like trying to keep up with, like, I don't know how to explain it, because it's just like different way of talking. It makes sense to me, like hieroglyphics or whatever, like these old languages was so much about pictures, because that is what it's like. But then I think I'm back from that time, so then that's, could be why when I'm in this vibration, that's a language that I can understand when they're speaking. That's why we all are so unique in our communication with our guides and stuff, because it's all about our vibration. It's, they want to lump the vibration, like low vibration and high vibration. It's not like about that. It is, vibration is your experience. It's like your learning level, kind of. It's like you're experiencing, but it's not like, because we have so much programming on hierarchy, and it's just not like that. It's just because you're so many hues of a color. There's no expression of competition. It is the uniqueness and the necessity of all things. So it isn't the competition like that. And so all of our vibrations, and all of it makes such a difference. But it makes a difference on our understanding and stuff. And I just feel like, I don't understand everything about this. I don't understand, but I know there's other people who were like me. And so, and I know that they've shown me a million times how it's going to turn. And then it's going to be like where we were always the outcast, it's going to turn the other direction. And in all different levels. So it's going to be all different levels. But this weekend. Oh, so crazy. So crazy to be experiencing this from this level. To be witnessed, oh my gosh, it's just trippy. In my conversations, everything. This one conversation that I had with my ex. So we were talking, because then we had a little bonding moment on the loss of all these son-in-laws, like what we're going through. Like, fuck, man. We have daughters, and then they bring these boys home that are, become our sons, and then they fucking get taken, oh my gosh, not just taken in death, but in divorce and all of that. It's hard. it's really hard because you're not prepared, especially like, um, I think one of my daughters was more like everybody knew they were fighting. But there was other ones where it was like, oh, I didn't see that coming, man. And so, it's, you know, it's hard as the parent. When you get up to this level, you know, your family is like, ooh, ooh, it's like, oh, this is an emotional roller coaster, especially if you have a big family. And I have a really, really fun family. And I mean, there's lots of drama, there's lots of, but you know, it's fun. Everybody gets together and has fun and laughs, plays games, silly. So it's, you know, good time. And likes cooking, likes eating together. It's like, it's, you know, it's like a family. And, but his perspective when he was talking to me, because his was different, he was saying, for one thing, when a guy doesn't see it coming, and the woman just easily, you know, and so I interjected, yeah, but that's because we're preparing for years. We're disconnecting. And so, yeah, when we walk away, it's like, you know, but, you know, there's a lot of things that they want to ignore because we're always, well, I was always telling them, I was always saying, I'm not staying for this. And I give it time. And I was accurate to that time. But, you know, that's also where, you know, my God, I've been living a different life than most people. That's all, it trips me out, man. It trips me out. Like, it really trips me out. Like, I have been living such a different life than other people. Even the going through trauma after trauma after trauma after trauma, where people would be like, oh my God, your life is so crazy. You should write a book. It's so, God, how do you get through it? I was just like, I don't know. I don't, like, what else are you gonna do? And I, like I said, but I've always had this higher mind that was speaking to me, that I saw things differently. And even when I was going through all those relationships, it was where I was supposed to be. Every one of those people were people I was supposed to be with. Every situation. And at the time when I'm in it, that's the, oh, why have you forsaken me? And, you know, silence, and then confusion. And, you know, I'm just trying to find love. Why do I keep finding, you know, something different than that? And what is love? Like, it was so confusing. Like, what is love? Anyways, it was, you know, hard. It was hard. But then they would always come in at the right times. Like, I always, you know, I think even in my dark night, when it's so dark, oh God, so heavy. It's just such a heavy time. And it's depending, you know, I'm sure everybody's is different, you know, that if you think of that two sides of the coin, and you've got the light one showing, but the light is for yourself, because you are not at the balance of the dark. You don't see this other side of yourself that others see. So you have to lift that up, and it can be heavy, you know, and everybody's is different heaviness. It depends on what's gone on, what you're here to heal, what kind of things that you've done, because that's the thing that will eat you up, is what you've done in the world in response to how you were treated. Just that whole thing where people would always be like, how do you do? You know, because so many people respond in such a negative way when things happen. And it's because they don't understand the purpose. They don't understand the bigger purpose of life. And so that is a big thing, you know. That's, you know, what I'm here to talk about. Because if people could understand there's a purpose, you know, the spiritual journey isn't buying crystals and being vegan and living off the land. Those are all a part of where you will find yourself going to as you develop, but that isn't the end. There's so much to it. And that was the disappointing part, when there was all these people who were trying to teach spirituality, but they hadn't done the work. Every time something bad would happen, it'd fall apart. They run, they hide. You know, it's, you can't go through life burying your head in the sand. You know, this is an adventure. This is an experience. This is, you're alive. You are getting an experience of life, to live, to feel, to taste, to all of that. So, you know, you gotta, that's the gratitude of like, fuck yeah, I'm here for it. Fuck yeah, there's gonna be some bad shit. But when you understand that it's not real, it's not, you're in a game, you're playing, you're not, you know, it's all different levels throughout my relationship with myself and my higher mind expression, being able to explain to me how things work and stuff, is where you develop to understand, like, you know, when I got my brain injury, just realizing, like, fuck, we hold on to so much shit that we don't need. And it's so crazy, too, is I still have a daughter who thinks I just forget things just, you know, because I'm choosing to forget certain things. It's like, dude, fuck. You just don't even know. Like, it's weird. It's a weird experience to go through. Like, now people start telling you something about something happened, you know, and it can be just 2 days ago. And it's like, are you sure? Are you sure? That really happened? That was really, I was there. I really did that. And they'll be like, yes. It's like, man, it's trippy. There was points where I would start feeling like people are tricking me. They're tricking me. They're taking advantage of my broken mind. I don't know. It's trippy. So, yeah, it's not pretend. Like, it's just, yeah, the way they explain it to me is just Swiss cheese in my memory. But you know, that's why, you know, I think I rely so heavily on the higher mind and the communication and stuff. Like, they tell me and show me. Oh, yesterday finally showed me this thing I'd been looking for. I was like, oh my God, I was getting so irritated, the heater thing, because now it's getting like super cold at times where you need to just heat up the house real quick but not make a fire. And I have not been able to find that fucking remote for that stupid ass. Everything now that the government gives you, it's like, ugh, that's not good for you. Not good for you at all. These smart meters, oh, I'm gonna put them all on your, yeah, because it's not good for you. And so this fucking big heater thing that they put up there is, that's why I do just get out the old-fashioned radiator thing, even though it jacks the fuck up on that fucking electricity bill. As the other thing, though, you put that on, but it's the wiring, it's the sound, all that shit is meant to fucking, and it does. I swear to God, it makes Stella more tense. It makes me feel just like more anxious, like just shit like that. With the and it's putting out this radiation, give you goddamn cancer, blindness, which I already fucking, and neurological, Alzheimer's and stuff. On top of, remember I said about the layering, so the wiring on top of the pharmaceuticals that so many people take that cross the blood-brain barrier, that have this little you know, dance going with this radiation going, like, it's fucking given so many people, besides my brother with the brain tumor, so many people, but other ones also in your filtration system of your body, you know. Oh, some, yeah, because all that shit that goes and sits in our joints, sits in our connective tissue, and it goes and it seeps into our bones, just like the soil and all of the debris that goes through it filters down to become oil. You know, we are the same type of filtration system. That's why what we put on our skin matters. It filters through everything. That's why I say about this head thing. They know more about this, you know, because this is seriously is us beings. Like if we were a bee, an ant, this is our antenna. This is our feeling and sensing the world. This is our sensors. This is like all through our body, we have this villi, this hair stuff that is, like I said, it's in our nose to catch things so things don't go through. It's in our body to move things through. And people just go in and just damage the fuck out of it, man. Fuck, I can't believe it. And I'm no, you know, I did my years of it too, but it's just crazy when you see and you understand, and you just see so much of it around us, and then you wonder why all these people, you know, are so confused. They don't know what to do. They think it's the end of the world. It's because you're so cut off from your guidance and shit. We're just so cut off. And, you know, and I know I'm not fucking magic. There's other people out there like me. And I know that we are here to try and help people as they start realizing what has happened. You know, that they're cut off from what's real. The real world is the spiritual world. The real world is, you know, the one you want to connect to, because then this one makes sense. That's the spiritual journey, is making sense of who and what you are, to connect to the higher mind, the bigger aspect, to not be so caught up in the worldly. See how that all goes together? The sin and the chasing the darkness, and how it will shadow you in there, it will keep you in there trapped, and then you develop sides of yourself. It's all learning. It's not like that's something bad. It's all learning. It's all the Pinocchio tarot journey. It's all this learning, going in, getting into the shadows, and it's life after life after life. It's in our imprint. It's in our DNA. Life after life after life, going in, and then coming out to find yourself, to find the light, to come out of the darkness, to look up and try and see, you know, what does it all mean? What am I doing here? Why am I here? That's why I kept saying this is the come to Jesus moment. This is that existential crisis of, that's what everybody's going through. And I just saw, okay, I got two things. So let me finish this one real quick. Okay, let me see. Sometimes I try and see, like, which seems like a bigger folder. Because I didn't finish the conversation with my ex, because this was interesting. And so in the conversation, because I always think I know everything, in the conversation he was saying something else about, yeah, but they're unique because he's relating so much with my son-in-law, the one who I've talked about, who came into the porch, who that was the one that really just, we were shocked when that whole thing happened. And so it's been, that's what we were bonding on. And it's like, fuck, man, that is hard as shit. And so he was talking about the things that were hard on him. And he was saying the all of a sudden thing. But he was making the division between men and women, you know, and I only know of my, you know, these two, my daughters of mine, and I said, you know, but I was saying, and goddamn, shouldn't have been a surprise. You weren't listening to me, clearly. So, I did say that. So then, but in my mind, all of a sudden, you know, I remembered my last breakup relationship. That was that to me. Didn't see it coming. I thought I was the one holding the hand. You know, I thought I would be the one who, and you know, clearly I was in for the long haul. No matter how much shit, just kick some more dirt over me, I'm fine. And, but, so then he left me just boom, like that. And that's when I went into my dark night and shit. And so it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And, you know, I'm so fuck. It's like, thank God. Oh my God. If I would have drugged that out, the old Kelly, oh, don't want to hurt anybody. Oh, fuck, Kelly. Get your shit together, Kelly. Now Kelly's more balanced. Now it's like, well, sometimes you get hurt people. It's you don't have to be mean. I've learned, because you will, that's the things that will haunt you, is your behavior. You know, if you're a dick about something, that's going to bother you. That's the thing you're going to hear the loudest. So be mindful, you know, but you got to be in balance. You got to stand up for yourself. You can't just sit there and, okay, just kick me again, I'm okay. Go have a good time. Let's go shopping. It's like, fuck off with this shit. That's no fucking way to live. So, anyways, But, I got pushed into having to change, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. And I'm so thankful. I mean, luckily, that was, I know that about destiny and the story and stuff, but your stories make so much more sense when you start seeing them on the bigger picture, when you put it all together. And so, but you got to get to that other side. You got to get to the side where you heal. You got to get to the side where you're like, oh my God, that was all for me. That all happened for me. That was my story. That helped me get to where I'm at. When you get there then, and you see it happen to someone else, I can see him in crisis, but I can see like, he's just got to get through the crisis. Got to get through the crisis. Got to get through this hard part. And I can see it on everybody. You got to get through this hard part. You'll find yourself. You got to get through this hard part. It's going to be so much better when you get there. You're going to see, look, it's the best thing that ever happened to you. When everything is taken, it's the best thing that can ever happen to you. But it's hard. It's the hardest. So, I have a different perspective through it, So I said a little of that, and he's like, because of that. I said, well, that happened to me, and that was the best thing that ever happened to me, because I would have hung on for dear life. So I'm glad that happened to me. He said, no, but you're still not understanding what I'm saying. And so, like, okay, Kelly, remember, you talk too much. Okay, so shut it down, Kelly. Listen, we're putting on our listening ears. So I put on my listening ears, and what I heard was, I was like, fuck, yes. That is such a unique perspective. But that is something that I was seeing, but I was seeing it from another angle in the room. But I loved his expression was, as a man, when you marry a woman, you basically leave your family and you go and become a part of her family. And when you go become a part of her family, and then it splits up, you're just completely, you're just bug. And I guess he's relating a lot to that, because that's happened and what's happening right now. He's the one son-in-law came to my house to do the porch. He's so just in the existential crisis, just out there in this boat in the open water, like, what the fuck? What does it all mean? Why am I here? What am I doing here? How do I get through this? What is the point? What is the purpose? And that's why you gotta, the best you can. Like, it's a hard place to be. And so drinking and doing drugs and stuff becomes a thing for some people. That's why, but it's also a distraction. You're not going to hear your guides and your guidance and stuff as well, and your communication. And so, and I think his stepdad passed over to help him through this too. Because you just don't realize how the people who passed over are just right there. You can't see them, but they're fucking right there. And they are telling you, they're back there whispering, trying to get you to hear through all the fucking noise. So they, you've got a lot of guidance, even at your worst, hardest times. But then, there's so much time where I just felt so alone. Why am I doing this? But that is because there's something else. There's something you get from it. There's something that, it's like your mind has to process it, and it clicks it all. It's like the gears have to click it all into thing. They can't just tell you. You got to click it in. You got to process it, and it's like it goes in somehow. It comes and becomes like an inner knowing, an inner understanding, an inner development. And so, anyways, but him saying that, I was like, that is because, when I get told, well, you should be just talking to exes, you shouldn't be doing this, you shouldn't be doing that. It's like, look, girls, you wanted these boys to come in and be my son. I've known these boys since they were fucking younger than 20 years old. They weren't teenagers, but they were young, to me, that's still a fucking kid. I've seen these boys go through a lot of shit. And, I love them. I was forced into that love. You know, I had to overlook a lot of their shit, just like you have to with your kids. And you just, you know, well, I love them. You know, they're kind of stupid sometimes, but I love them. You know, you just kind of, you know, you have to develop that relationship with these son-in-laws. You know, you see them do stupid shit, and you know, and they've all got different things. You know, I mean, there's one that has, you know, he's got a problem with anger, and that's not one that we just go like, huh. But he's, you know, I mean, I don't know. The judicial's falling apart, but he still had the scare, you know, still had that, you know, got taken in, you know, because he does need to, he needs some wake-up calls. He needs to go inside. He's got a lot of fucking pains. Oh my God, like, there's so many reasons why people are the way they are. And people want to just judge people. People carry so much, and they just keep fucking stuffing it in, and it just gets too full. It gets too full, and people just want other people to unpack their bags for them. It's just so much dysfunction, you know? It's painful to see other people go through it, but anyways, you know, they want to come and tell me, you want to tell me that I have to cut them out now because you need to. Like, I can't do that. Mm-mm. And before, there was granddaughters and grandsons and stuff that were kept, you know, like, no, that's my grandchild's parent. I'm not going to start ignoring them. I'm going to develop a good relationship with them. I want to be able to, you know, especially like when I go in town, my son-in-law would always let me take the kids. I mean, I had a good relationship with him. You know, I try to always have good relationships with them. But anyways, when I say that, it's like, you know what? We're their family. I can't turn around and just reject them. Like, we've been their whole thing, all their Christmases, their Thanksgivings, their everything, you know, for all these years. And then turn around and say, no more of me, bye. It's like, no, I can't do that. I can't, and that's why I gotta, like, I don't care. You look at me however you want to look at me. I gotta go by my inner, and following my inner has gotten me in a lot of places where people have been like, thought I was a weirdo and stuff, but I gotta go with my internal, how I feel. And you know, it's true too. You gotta follow your internal, because yeah, when you face the dark night, you'll see that even things, because the things you didn't even do intentionally, you know, you'll beat yourself up like, God, how was I so stupid? I can't believe I was so stupid. And you gotta feel the pain of who you were and how you got there. And once you do, it's a shadow of you. It's a part of you that's, like, when I try and really relate to who I was, it's like, it's like trying to fucking, you know, remember a scab that was on my knee and the whole thing that went down, you know. It's like, it's a part. It's just it's like an incident. It's like a road bump. You know, it's something that's so big when you're going through it. It feels like it's all encompassing. It's all of who you are. Oh my God, I'm the worst. Oh my God, I'm the worst person. I'm the worst person in the world. You know, you feel so down on yourself, and you know, how did I not see? Why was I so stupid? And you gotta keep going back, because it works towards your forgiveness of, like, you know, well, you know, how else were you gonna be? How else were you gonna be? And then when you really start understanding spirituality and stuff, you start understanding that's what you're here to learn. You're here for the experience. You're here for it. So you can learn. It's just a little scrape. It's not all of who you are. It's just the lessons. And then when you heal them and you start getting into the rhythm of life, and you start you don't have to pack it away. You just process it, you deal with it, you know, take time. You know, somebody says something, you feel yourself go like, oh, God, that did feel good, that didn't feel good. Okay, well, I'm not going to react, because what does that get me? In a fight? So, we all have different perspectives. Why do I need to force mine on someone else? This is my business. I need to go sit with it and think about it. Like, why do I feel this way? And go in deeper. And then sometimes it's going to go in so deep that you're going to find yourself crying. And, that's when I think a lot of people are like, okay, I don't know. But you got to. You got to. Otherwise, you're carrying around old shit, old pain, old trauma, just bullshit. And usually there's parts because you don't want to acknowledge something. And once you acknowledge it, though, you just let it go. And it can be so many different things, like so many different things. Just like a situation can happen, like a parent, two same parents could raise, all the same kids, and whatever they go through, which is all going to be different because the parents are constantly changing, the environment's constantly changing. So everything that goes on with the kids, and they're here for their own plan. They're here for their own lesson plan. They've got their own things going, their own experiences, their own perception. How they're supposed to see things is how they're supposed to see them because it's what they're supposed to work on. So they have to experience it from their perspective. We're not supposed to go in and beat somebody down. That's not, don't look at it like that. Don't see that. You need to look at it this way. No, everybody needs to, understand, how they see things. But we got to quit thinking that we need everybody to see things the way we need to see things. We need to understand our perception is our lessons and take that time and go sit with it and go through the process. Don't, if it's going to be like you get triggered and you're somewhere and you're like, well, like here or something, and you're just beginning your journey. You're just beginning to face yourself and find that road to empowerment, because that's how I see it. It's you're leaving victim alley behind, and you're headed towards the empowerment row. And on the journey, as everybody's is a different journey. It's a rocky path, and most of the people you interact with are there to teach you boundaries, teach you to love yourself, to teach you, it's all your lessons. They're all there to teach you. You got people coming in and out of your orbit as you go that are coming. It fucking is so much like the Wizard of Oz, or all these things, this path, this journey, a journey back to self. And so, but you're leaving this, poor us in this part of this reality, this transition. We're leaving this poor me behind. Everybody can hurt me. I've got no power. I've got no control. The world's out to get me. God hates me. Life sucks. We're leaving that victim, that dark energy, that, and everybody, bug. Just go listen to how kids talk now and stuff. Yesterday we had a funny one out in the pool because we had a ton of kids. It was a big old birthday party. It was so fun. My one granddaughter turned 12, and just tons of kids, tons of parents. We're all just sitting out there having just a great time. It was so fun. And the kids, how kids talk to each other in a very dark way, and they think it's funny, and it's so dark. And just some of the things they say, and then one of them yells out, calling one of them a pedophile or something. And my one daughter was like, what are you over there calling? And so, I said, no crying wolf on that. That's not when you want to be just calling out. And so anyways, we'll just have a little talk about that and the darkness of where kids now, how they talk to each other and stuff. And they were sitting over in the hot tub, yakety-yakking over there, this preteen and teens, and saying, just talking smack on each other all the time. And so I'm just like, you guys gotta get better energy and start talking nice to each other. Just talk nice. Why talk mean to each other? And the other thing is funny. It's like, they all just practice, it's like the world is so venomous that they're all just practicing, practicing the fight with a verbal assault or something, because it's so, probably But anyways, is that what I'm talking about with the dark? There's so much darkness, so much dark. It's like the energy is all encompassing our society of this poor me, and everybody's got their gloves on ready, their triggers cocked or whatever it's called. But everybody's ready, you know, guns blazing, got the cameras pointed. Who's gonna get me viral today? You know, so it's just wacky. It's fucking, I mean, it's wacky when you got people who will go out and hurt animals to set up animal rescues. Like, what the fuck? Because I gotta go viral. I'm a hero. So, fuck. I don't know. This world is something else. Something else. But everybody's got to see. Because it's not, the whole changes when each individual changes, and it's that each turning. Yeah, that is kind of cool. Like when you look at it, like the Marina Del Rey concert, you know, that is kind of symbology of everybody going down at once in the same direction. And so that is, you know, and oh, that's the other thing. So this is what, because I hear people up now going, is today's checkout. So I already got everything together, but I was just on TikTok for a quick second when I got up, and first video I think was somebody did a recap of the 8th of August. So what was that, Friday? Like, shit is going down, man. Fucking hell. Like, fuck. But I don't get, like, I mean, where I've been, there has not been, like, a horrible thing. Which is, like, it feels like it's just it's like that same thing as when I got so sick and I jumped out the window and that thing was following me and screaming right in. That's what it feels like, this disaster. It's like close behind or something screaming at me. It's like, get the fuck back. Fuck you. I'm where I'm supposed to be at all times. I'm not here for this. I don't know. But anyways, Jesus Christ. Fuck. There was a lot of disasters. Fuck. All over the place. Morocco, Greece, Georgia. So many. And floods and just storms. I think, oh my gosh, so many. There's so many disasters happening, and that isn't even the hurricane that has hit yet, that's going to hit this week over on the East Coast. And I don't know what they got brewing over here, but fucking this constant helicopters going over. And I did find out we are on the hospital path. That was the ambulance after ambulance after ambulance. But still, it would not helicopter into that hospital. I would not be a trauma center, because I worked at the trauma centers. The trauma centers are in Spokane. So even if they were life flighted, they wouldn't be life flighted at that hospital. If they're life flighting out, but why would they keep flying right here? I don't know. I don't know. It seems weird. So many helicopters, but then with it being over my house too, I feel like that, like we're being surveilled or something. But anyways, with all of that weather, and I think there's more and more stuff. The money thing that is happening. There's another thing I had heard. Maybe it was something with Apple Pay. I don't know. There's weird shit going on for sure. Just glitch after glitch. Things are falling apart. And oh, and guess what day the memorial is? Fuck. It's 22nd. So how does it keep being every fucking thing? Every time I have to leave my little safety place where I feel like, but when I'm there, I don't feel like I'm just safe, like, oh, I'm so safe. No, I feel like I'm around trees that are gonna fall on me. So it's like, there is no, I feel so much like that thing running when I was 10 years old, the scarlet fever, and it was chasing me, telling me it was gonna get me because I wanted the blanket, because I was so loud. And you know what's so crazy too is because later on when I became a psych nurse, I had to do these simulation things, and they have this like metaverse that you can put on, and it simulates to you what it's like to be schizophrenic. So you walking into a room, what it's like, and how everything is talking to you and stuff, all these energies, because they can hear on such a their vibration, you know, is on such a different level. But, you know, we're not learning from them. Instead, we're medicating them and telling them we're crazy and putting them in homes and operating on their brains, and they're doing shit to them. We could be learning from them, but, oh God, shit. So anyways, but when it happened, when I was 10, you know, I jumped out in that, the being, whatever it was, this dark energy thing, and it was so fucking loud, so loud. It had a loud voice, and it started chasing me, and I jumped out the window, and it just kept chasing me. I could hear it so loud. But that, when I put on that metaverse, that was exactly, and I was like, fuck, god damn, no wonder. And it's another thing too, is I've heard people who have gotten off of some serious shooting up drugs that have said that that is what it is when they're sitting there and they're just high as fuck. Those beings, what they think of as demons and stuff, I still, they're not smart. They're not conniving you and stuff. They're just bullies. They just try and manipulate. And that dark energy was probably one where got fed so much that once it was off of somebody, it didn't even need anybody. It's a marshmallow puff boy just going around like, fuck you, you know. But we're in a realm of dark energy. And so but that is what it was like in the schizophrenic goggle thing, that viewfinder thing. It was freaky because I had that reference, so I could totally understand. It was like, that fucking shit is real. I cannot fucking believe people keep telling them this is in their head. And I used to try and tell my son-in-law, but they're so programmed, they've been told by doctors and everything. Why would somebody listen to a crazy person that says that there's people talking all along? It's like, oh God, it's gonna be so good when everybody turns and understands that I'm not crazy. Oh, it's gonna be so great. So, and not for me, even though that's gonna be nice, you know, because that's a big energy shift. But for everybody else, fuck, dude. Oh yeah, so, okay, the 22nd. So the actual days that they keep saying the world's gonna end, I'm gonna be on the road. We'll see where I'm at. I don't know. Maybe I'll go down in maybe that's when the big old earthquake will happen. I'll just go down there. I don't know. This is just the craziest thing, but I definitely feel that that big old energy is behind me. We're coming for you. It's like, fuck you. Keep back. So anyways, I should get going. I will get this going, recording, and that was so funny. This is totally different stuff that I thought I was going to talk about. Totally different. It's weird. So I'm going to have more things to talk about when I get home, and I will try that. Yes, me 23, I will try that. We'll give it a shot. I'll give it a whirl. And you better get up and fucking be there live with me. So I don't know what time you get up. I think you said you were in Montana time zone, so you're in Mountain time or Central time zone. Yeah, because I'm not in the same time zone as Mountain, so you'd be an hour later. So if I get up, I'm Pacific time zone. If I start, I don't know, today I woke up, it was after 5, but I was also up at 1 something outside. So every night, that's why, you know, I can't just say one thing is going to always be the same thing. That's why we can't just set all these, this is exactly the way it's going to be. Our schedule is going to be. We got to go with the flow. We got to get in that island mentality. Just, you know, get in the flow. You're on the path. What happens, happens. Who you meet is who you're supposed to meet. You're always where you're supposed to be. You know, once we start living like that, we stop trying to control and force things. But I will try it when I get home. So I'm thinking probably Tuesday morning or something. But I'll see. If Tuesday morning, if I don't go live, if I get back, because I'm going to get back Tuesday afternoon, then I'll confirm. Then I'll say, okay, in the morning, Wednesday, after I get up, I'm going to go live, and we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. So anyways, I will, and I don't know, you know, if you guys are wanting me to try and answer questions or just go and just spout out stuff and just start talking like I normally do, and you'll just want to sit and watch me talk and see, like, because I always think this is like kind of the same as live, because I mean, I'm not editing it, I'm not trying to, you know, whatever happens, happens. So, anyways, sometimes I'll be sitting there thinking, what would I do if I just all of a sudden farted? Would I stop the whole recording? Would I just let it go? Just keep talking? It's so funny, the stuff you think. I don't know. It's like you open your mind to another world when you know, put yourself out there or something. It was really very much like walking through a door I never thought I was going to walk through, but it was a door that I was told I was going to go through, but I sure didn't understand it. But then once I did it and I walked through it, it was like, fuck, it's empowering. Like when you get on your path, when you really get in tune with what you're doing here, it is empowering. The whole path. There's at some point in your path, and you're leaving victim. You're meeting people who beat you down or make you feel bad, and you got to go through that, you know, processing. Then you start getting to it becomes more productive, and then it keeps leading you. You feel empowered on the way. There's a sense of empowerment. Like, I don't even know, you know, I don't know where it's going to end. I don't know if you know, the crown of gold sits on my head. So I don't know, but it's an exciting journey, and I welcome anybody to join me. So anyways, I will talk to you tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow, because I'm going to be at my daughter, and that's just, I don't have any space. So anyways, I will talk to you probably Tuesday. So anyways, I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.